Ramaphosa makes his speech and the political battle ignites, Baba. Yeah, Baba, it was fire. And the question will be, who is backing him? And of course, after the speech, who is actually tearing his speech apart? Because we all know you have got a lot of political parties. Their reaction now. I want you to listen to the last interview that was on fire. They are not playing. Okay, let's get into it so that we can just react and see what is actually happening. Let's dive in.
The president doesn't account for what he said before this State of the Nation address. In the previous Nation of Address was Tinswalo, the other one was Tumamina. There is no accountability, none whatsoever. He uses this platform to just come and waffle. He says he's going to create jobs, but he doesn't tell us where and how. He says infrastructure is going to be developed, so much money has been put aside, where and how. So there's no plan, it's just utterances that he just makes passing time, and then knowing very well that he will not be challenged by those he's governing with.
The president have presented what is called a medium-term development plan for South Africa in terms of health, but on top, the priority of creating jobs in the economy, deepening industrialization, working with the African continent and the rest of the world. And of course, that is a very sound and practicable plan that the South Africans should look forward for its implementation, which is going to contribute to the changing of the lives of the people for the better.
Jobs is a big thing, and this is the thing I'm very glad the President's focus this evening was on economic growth and jobs. That's why we're part of the GNU, and I'm very proud of the fact that many of the DA Minister's achievements to date have been highlighted and some of their plans have been expressed this evening. But I think what we need is...
So he's happy that he mentioned his ministers positively. Okay.
Urgency now. The government of national unity has got 4 years left to be able to really move the needle on economic growth and jobs. And so I would like to see a lot more urgency on port concessions, on rail networks being opened up so we can get our products around the country and to the ports and harbours. In the agri space alone, we've got huge opportunities to expand our production, but we need ports that are working to get them there.
Sadly, I thought the president missed a massive opportunity tonight to bring deliberate action going forward. If you want to build a capable state, you can't afford to have any corruption at any level, especially at senior levels. And we've seen how some ministers have been accused of so many things. The collapse of local government is a function of corruption. And therefore, we needed to see deliberate action about what we're going to do around corruption. We need to be able to finance development, and I'm not sure the president is acting in a manner that delivers financial plan. I wish the president would have been a lot more ambitious.
Let me tell you something. When it comes to corruption, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to lie to you, and I don't want to pretend to you. They will never, ever overcome corruption. There is only one solution, according to me, that can overcome corruption. Listen to me very careful, okay? First of all, they just need to make or create or manufacture or do something and create a law that is going to be specifically on corruption. And that law, it has to be strict, it has to be implemented correctly, and it has to be harsh on anyone who commits corruption. The reason why these other countries, they don't have corruption, it's not because they are dealing with it nicely. No, you know that if you commit a corruption and it affects the people, they will deal with you harshly. Some of them, they can even take you to whatever years or in jail. Some of them, they can even, put you through, that thing that people are rejecting. Okay, in other countries, all right? But we need a law that will prevent or make people to not commit corruption. People are committing corruption. Why? Because it's easy, one. Number two, because if they go to jail, they will come out. It's very simple. Okay, they will never deal. Mr. Ramaphosa, I respect him, but he will never deal with corruption because he won't be able to overcome it. The only thing that can overcome it, manufacture a law that will direct the behaviors of the people. Anyway.
8% is a low bar. We've grown at 1% in the last while. If we want to be ambitious, let's go for 5%. And that's what I called for a 5% plan. And ultimately, on the function of a capable state, if you want a skills pipeline coming into the public service, you need to ensure that our young people aren't just passing at 30%, they can pass at 50%. That we build a prosperous nation where our young people can compete with anyone in the world. So tonight's speech felt a lot like last year's, except what I wanted to hear more of were timelines, deliberate actions, so that next year when we come back here, we can say year on year, Mr. President, this is what you've done and not done.
We can't even refer to it as a plan. This is just a reflection of a failed state of the nothingness address. And that's exactly what it is here. You can tell that this man has got no ideas whatsoever. Ever since he's been president, our country, if you look at the population rate, the growth rate, we grow at 1.3%. Yet our GDP per capita.
All right. Another thing, guys, I want to talk about this population thing. Okay, listen. I don't know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. And if I'm wrong, it's okay. But if I'm right, please, ladies and gentlemen, tell me, right, in the comment section. Tell me, guys, if I'm right with this thing. If South Africa, in terms of population, is growing, okay, and obviously it will be growing because there are people who are coming to South Africa. It's not because it's people of South Africa, they are busy making babies left and right. No, okay, it is because other people are coming to South Africa, and it makes the population of South Africa grows. According to them, actually, they say that people who come to South Africa, they contribute in the economy of South Africa. If they are contributing in the economy of South Africa, it means the economy must grow. And if the economy is not growing and the population is growing, it means the people who come to South Africa, they are not contributing to the economy. Now, I might be wrong. If the population grows, I believe that then the economy must grow, especially, and I'm saying this based on the people who come to South Africa from outside, who become citizens of South Africa at the end of the day. They need to be people who are contributing positively so that we can have the economy that is growing. We cannot, and I repeat, we cannot have the population, okay, that is growing, but the economy is not growing. It means people who are coming here are people who are not contributing to the economy. You may be asking, guys, in China, they've got how many population do they have? A lot of it. They have got a population, I think it's #1 in the world, if I am not mistaken. But the economy is doing well. What makes that? It is because people who come there and people who are there, they are contributing to the economy. They are all working to make sure that the economy is growing. I'm sure maybe they don't allow any person to just come. It's either you come and study or you come to do a business so that you can contribute to their economy. All right? Now,
it's at 0.7. So that alone tells you that South Africans are getting poorer and poorer and poorer. And this is what we're faced with here. It's a disaster. He talks about local municipalities. All he's doing is he's privatizing water and electricity. He's setting up entities, and we mentioned this actually in Parliament, because we could see that's another way of privatizing water, privatizing electricity, and then so-called introducing grants to fund these initiatives. Meanwhile, these are actually loans that are coming from IMF and World Bank. He talks about network industries and the recovery thereof. No, all those network industries, by the way, are burdened by the same loans that we've been getting from the IMF. If you look at the cost of electricity, I mean, you could get close to 80 kilowatts for 100 rand.
This guy is like, he's on fire. He's like, I'm throwing stones and I'm doing the do's. Okay, the most important points here, guys, is the corruption thing. I've already mentioned it. Let me tell you something again. They will never finish it. They will never deal with it totally. They just need a law that will be there. Okay. When it comes to he also spoke about Mr. Ndlela here. He spoke about the water thing. He says that he wants, Mr. Ramaphosa wants to privatize water, wants to privatize electricity. Electricity, I do understand because there is ESCOM, but I don't know about the water thing. Tell me in the comments, how can they be able to actually privatize water? Tell me, guys, how is that possible, if that is actually possible, okay? I want to hear from you guys in the comment. Please don't insult each other, don't use vulgar thing, please, guys, okay? Let's discuss this. How do you think they can be able to privatize water? Now, with electricity, as I said, it's understandable. Electricity, they can do it because there is ESCOM. But on the water part, I don't see water falling under any department that is maybe under those things of PRASA and everything. I don't know. Maybe it's me, I'm wrong, but I don't know about the privatization of the water. Tell me in the comments. Maybe you can put it in very few words and tell me how can they do that? Is that possible actually? Okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, thank you for joining. Please, you know what to do, right? But let me just leave you guys and leave you and love you. You have a good day. Sharp Buffet.